and welcome to your Sculpting the Glutes practice. You can do this practice without any props, so if you don't have anything, let's just get started together. If you'd like to add some props, I encourage light to medium weights today. I've got 5-pound dumbbell set and a booty band. Now, the goal of these practices is to actually progressively overload. So if you're new to this type of workout, start without anything. And each time that you do the video, you can add a little bit of weight. Maybe you put on your shoes and add that extra little bit of weight up for the booty to be lifting that 1 pound on each foot, or you have ankle weights, or you have lighter dumbbells, and you can work yourself up, okay? So again, get what you need for today's practice. I'll meet you on your mat. Okay, let's begin in tabletop. Starting with a slight warm-up of the spine, please inhale, arch your spine, gaze up. And exhale, tuck your toes, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, gaze in. Now in this position, just see if you can actually spread your limbs further apart. So without moving your knees, try to send them out to the sides of your mat, and you'll feel some broadening across your sacrum. Do the same thing with your arms. Without moving your arms, try to send them out to the sides of your mat. You'll feel a broadening across the rhomboids and the back of the heart. Inhale, arrive back to a neutral spine. And exhale once more into that nice cat stretch. Feeling an awakening across the entire posterior chain. Good, come back through center, kick your hips back towards your heels, sway side to side, preparing the glutes for our work today. Know that you can return back to this position at any point. Let's take one clearing breath in and out. Okay, come back up through center. To begin, we lower down through the right elbow today and tent the left fingertips. From this position, take one of your dumbbells if you're using them, place it behind the left knee. Here we go. Squeeze that dumbbell tight, moving into a single tap fire hydrant. For this entire sequence, push down through your foundation to keep almost that cat shape across the chest or across the upper back, okay? So we don't want to be caving in, but instead we want that core to be really nicely engaged. Here we go. Inhale, squeeze and lift just until you get up to that parallel position. Keep your foot in dorsiflexion. Exhale, lower, tap the knees. That's 1. 10 rounds, 9 more to go. Find your breath. Slow things down today. So less is more when it comes to this type of work. We're looking to sequentially build long, lean lines in the body through this resistance training. Amazing for the longevity of our joints and the toning of our muscles. Last 2. Last 1. Now we double tap. Exhale, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift. 10 rounds. That was 8. Last 5. 3. 'This is 1. Next time you're up, stay up. It's a pulse, pulse, whoo, pulse, pulse. Last 1, lower down, and then we just slowly lift behind us and curl knee into chest. Big round through the spine. You can point your toes for this action. Almost like a little cat-cow. Last 5. 4. 3. 2, and 1. Lower the knee, come back up onto hands and knees, and switch sides. Take the weight under that right knee. Lower the left elbow, and it's those right fingertips this time that are tented, okay? Here we go. Get that nice alignment. So you're kind of rounding across the upper back. You're pulling your belly back towards your spine, and your core is nicely engaged. Here we go. Squeeze the dumbbell if you're using it. Single tap fire hydrants. Dorsiflexion of the foot. Inhale, abduct out to the side. Exhale, tap the knees. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up, double tap. Go tap, tap, lift. That's 10. Tap, tap, lift. 9. 8. Little micro adjustments along the way. 7. Pull that belly back. 6. Round across the upper back. 5. Use your foundation. 4. Pressing everything away from the mat. Last 3, 2. It's the final one. Next time that you're up, stay up. Little pulse. Go 1, lower. 2, lower. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can feel that stabilizing glute working really hard for me. Last one, take it down. And this time we're going back behind us. Almost like a little arched spine. Exhale, round the spine, pull it in. 10 rounds, 8 more to go, maybe pointing through those back toes. Let's call that 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Lower down. Remove your weight. Push yourselves back to that child's pose. Receive a nice stretch. Maybe a little sway to the right and to the left. Okay, come back up to tabletop. Sequence 2, tuck your toes. Lift through downward facing dog. Now let's pedal out the legs, bending one knee as we straighten the next. A little twist, take a shorter stance here. Take your feet wide. Right hand to left leg. Bend the right elbow, gaze left. Now as you lower the right hand, see if you can take that left leg back. We'll just shift to the right. Left leg up and back, and then scorpion tail. Lift the knee and gaze to the left again. Good. Last position here. We take that left ankle, hook it just above the right knee. Keep space between your thighs. Figure 4 from down dog. Push your own hips back. And release. Again, space between the feet, side 2. Right hand to that left hand to that outer right leg. And you can look under the armpit, breathe. Scorpion tail, lower the hands, shift your weight to that left foot so the right leg comes up. Bend the knee, pull the heel heel towards your buttocks. Again, you can look over to that right. Last position, hook that right ankle just above that left knee, space between the thighs. I like to bend my standing leg to press my own hips up higher. Very nice, you take the legs down, walk your hands to the back of the yoga mat, dangle, reach for opposite elbows. Give a little bounce up and down. And a slight sway right to left. Place hands to hips, shoulders to back with a neutral spine. Rise up. Take a moment to gather yourself. Sequence 2, plie squats. Grab your weights again if you're using them. I'm already sweaty. We are starting with a hanging weight plie squat. So for the plie squat, your toes are pointed out, your heels drawn in. First, just play with the right stance. So as you bend your knees, they should stack directly over the ankles, okay? You might need to take a minute to kind of figure out that for your legs, your body. Gaze around, get curious, and then straighten out the legs. Take a big breath. Take those weights in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, same to your squat, scooping the pelvis under. Now push through your heels, squeeze your inner thighs, and rise. That's 1. 10 rounds, 8 more to go. Last one, we stay down, and then we pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, make your toes a little lighter. 3, 2, 1. Stay down, lift the right, lift the left. Lift the right heel, lift the left heel. Lift the right heel, stay with me. If this is easy, both heels lifting for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, sink a little deeper for 1, and drop the heels, straighten the legs. Okay, our second one is a hammer curl. So we actually stay in the plie squat for all 4 of these movements. Flip your fingers sort of so they're out this time. This will externally rotate those shoulders, helping you to squeeze those shoulder blades together down your back. Take a big breath in. As you plie squat, hammer curl in and straighten the arms and the legs. Again, slow hammer curl. Notice elbows are hugging to waistline. Straighten to release. It's pretty slow. This is your 3rd round, so that means 7 left. Go for 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Stay down. Little pulses. So we go into this kind of 90-90 position with the arms and just do a little lift and lower, lift and lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay going. Take the right leg up, left leg up. Woo. Right heel makes the left heel. Right, left. Hammering both up and down, these little pulses, maybe both heels for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Third movement, overhead plane. Take those weights, tuck them right onto your shoulders. Elbows stay in for the whole round. Now, as we start to get tired, notice your alignment. So let's go to the side for a second. As you squat down, avoid sticking your butt really far back and arching your spine. So instead, scooping your pelvis under so that you're sitting down almost as if you're sliding down a wall. Here we go. Overhead plane. Big inhale. Prepare. Exhale. As you sink down into plie squat, overhead press. This one's quite hard, especially those of you that chose heavier weights. Last 5. Last 4. 3. 2. Now 1, stay down. If this is too hard, we're pulsing. If this is too hard, you can rest right up on those shoulders, okay? So either overhead, woo, or resting. Last 5, 4, 3. I'm gonna go into a rest position for the rest. I'm resting here, right, left. Go right, left. Little pulses, right, left, sink lower, right, left. One more like that. And the last 5, it's both heels. Lift, 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 and lift. Lower, release. Where are we at? Weights to hips is the 4th. So just rest them here. Take a big breath. Exhale, plie squat. Inhale, rise. Hey, not so bad. Notice your alignment. Tucking pelvis under, pulling belly back towards spine. And feeling the outer edges of the waist cinching in towards the belly button. So you're really utilizing your transverse abdominis now. Really deep core muscle. You'll feel it on every exhale. Sometimes when I get tired when I'm doing booty work, I really think about my feet. Pressing through the big toe mound to help me pull those knees out into abduction here. I lost count. Let's say this is our final one here. We'll rise up, and then we'll sink down for the pulses. Go pulse, pulse. And rather than bouncing, think about control. I'm squeezing the inner thighs to get that little lift. And then I'm pushing down to my feet to get a little lower. Maybe even think about squeezing the mat together on your lift and spreading the mat apart on your lower. Getting ready for those lifts of the heels. Go right, left, right, left. Little bounce at the hips. Into our final 5 here, it's both heels. Lift, lift, whew, lift, lift, and lift. Lower, straighten. Ooh, this is effective. Take a little break. You can get those weights out of your hands. Place them somewhere sort of in the middle of the mat. Place your hands to your hips. Inhale, parallel your feet. Exhale, fold. Slide hands to hips, root to rise. Heel toe the feet together. Stand to the top of the mat. Tadasana, big breath in. Urdhva Hastasana, arms overhead. Hands through heart, exhale, Uttanasana. Take it down, deep bend in those knees, stretch the glutes. Lengthen on your inhale. And step back to downward facing dog on your exhale. Onto our backs for our, what are we on? Onto third sequence now. Come onto your backs. We keep our weights close by, and if you're using a booty band, this would be where you actually place it around your upper thighs. So somewhere sort of between your knees and your thighs is where I like mine. And then we'll lower down for our bridge sequence. Please place your heels directly beneath your kneecaps. You should be able to touch them with your fingertips. Once you have that, flip your palms up, open and receiving. First two moves, don't use the weights. Woohoo! Arms open. Here we go. Big breath in. Exhale, connect to your TBA, transverse abdominis. Get ready to stretch. Big breath in. Push the feet, lift the hips. Exhale, lower to a tap. And lift. So we're not resting on our tap, we're just touching the mat with the sacrum. That 3 to 5 inch bony plate that lies at the base of your lumbar spine. It gets a very light grazing to the mat, and then we immediately rise right back up. Keep the back of your head in contact with the mat. Please avoid looking side to side here. So just listen to my voice as I guide you through it, or lower, look at me, and then come back up once you understand the movement. We're adding on after these next two. All right, everyone, next time that you're up, stay up. Now, roll to the outer edge, excuse me, of your feet. And then inhale, squeeze back to center. So it's this little abducted roll and squeeze. Roll and squeeze. And you can see on my roll, my hips really want to go down, and I'm fighting them to keep them up. If you're new to this movement, you can take your arms behind you and use your arms. But those of you who are ready to play with expanding your practice, keep your arms out by your side. Fingernails tap down. I've got a really thick band. This is hard work. Let's go for 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Okay. Lead with the sacrum, lower down. Take your band off if you were using it, and get ready to use that weight now. So setting up for that same position, but this time we'll start with legs together. Place 1, or if you're brave, 2 weights on your right hip to start. Opposite arm is your foundation. Take a big breath. Here we go. Inhale first to little bridge pose. Hip is holding the weight. So the weight is on the right hip. This means the right leg is coming up to the sky, everybody. Lift it up. Lower the hips. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Very good. Switch. Send the right leg down. Transition weight to the left hip. So as we lift the hips up, get your foundation, and then here we go. It's that left leg that rises. Point the toes. Exhale, tap and lift. Tap and lift. You might feel comfortable holding with one hand or the other, playing with how you want to keep that weight in position. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Lower the leg. Whew. This time, let's just tap the knees together in a TP and walk the feet out. Now that sequence is so nice that we repeat it once more. So grab your band. Place it around your thighs if you're using it. Step your feet into position. 10 bridge flows. Lift and lower. So now you know where you're going. Maybe you can refine your poses. Squeezing a little bit more at the top of each, using the glute strength. Keeping the knees apart by pressing out into that band. If you're not using a band, just imagine that there's a band there, or that you're trying to squeeze a block between your knees. So we do want that space so that the knees and ankles are tracking nicely to support the ligaments. Let's go for 2. Let's go for 1. And now here we go into our little abduction. Lift, squeeze out, back to center, lower. Lift, squeeze out, back to center. Yeah, we're getting a little extra rest. It's the second round. We're lowering between each abducted movement now. Over halfway through this really tricky one. Let's go for 3. Last 2. And last 1. Lower the hips. Remove that band. I'm happy to see that you're done with that now. And then we have our single leg extensions, everybody. If you're feeling totally done with the weights, you do not need to use them. If you're using them, weight the right hip to begin. Lift into bridge with that right leg that goes up to the sky. Point the toes. Inhale, exhale. It's a tap. We lift and we tap. Shoulders back. Press the back of your head. It's your final 2 on this side, and then there's just one more side, and then we get to move into our final sequence today. Switch left leg to the sky and lower. Lift and lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, take that weight off. Whew. Okay, we move to our pain in the butt sequence, but it's the final one, so you can't get too mad at me. Go ahead and support yourself. There's 3 different ways. Option 1 is just up on your elbow like this. Option 2 is to actually cradle the head with your hand. Or option 3, resting your head on your bicep. I think I'll go for option 2 today. It feels nice and supportive on my neck. We start with the shins parallel to the long edge of the mat. We don't need any props for this sequence. It's hard enough. Inhale, lift the shin so that the knee and ankle are parallel to the floor. Exhale, lower. Okay, so as we do these 10, I'd like to talk to you, fingertips in front of you. I want to talk to you about your core. So if you're kind of arching and rounding at the spine, you're not going to be isolating the movement into the glutes. So instead, I want your torso to remain stable, kind of pulling back at the belly. Yeah, exactly. We have 2 more here. Nice and strong. And you're stronger than you think. Here we go. Double taps. Lift, tap, tap. Lift, tap, tap. This is 8. 7, dorsiflex at those feet. 7, 6, yes. That's the next number. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, point your toes. Bring both toe sets together. Inhale, full expansion through clam. Exhale, all the way to close. So this is one where you might feel your pelvis kind of wants to rock forward and back. Don't let it. This is 8, 7. Feels actually really nice to play with those extended ranges of movement. That's 5. Go for 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, now lift the upper leg, keep it here, Take the lower leg down. Now we're just kicking. Extend and then pull it back in. Kick. Oh my God, this is actually brutal. I'm really feeling the burn. I'm doing this with you. You're not alone. This is our final sequence today. Last two. Last one. We point the toes, we do the circles. I know. Getting bigger, getting bigger. So from a golf ball all the way up to that beach ball size. And again, there's no rocking at the torso. So use your core to stay stable and strong. Get to your biggest rotation. Let's wait for each other there. How about we do one more, nice and big, all the way around. Pause at the top and reverse, nice and big, all the way around. And then we make it smaller. And smaller. And smaller. Kind of a spiral in. Until you get to that golf ball size. Last two. Last one. Pull the knee in. Take your hand. Release that instant burn with a self-massage. I'm sitting up so I can switch sides. You're welcome to just flip to the second side here. Let's get set up. Side two. Support your head. Stack your shins in line with the long edge of your mat. Opposite hand is in front of you to support. Single taps. Let's go. Inhale, lift, and tap. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Double taps, go. 1, tap, tap. 2, tap. See, we slow it down, right? 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 10. Point the toes, hover them, inhale, full crab, lift, or clamshell rather, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, we lower the lower leg, keep the upper leg lifted, we kick. 8, oh my gosh, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay with me, it's 1, point the toes, little golf ball, 1, 2, 3, getting bigger, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're almost at the biggest beach ball, 9, take a while to get there, 10, all the way to the top, and reverse, that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the knee in, release with your fist. Good work. Take a seat. Oh, send your legs in front of you. Fingertips point out, your arms are behind. Figure 4 pose seated. Hook the right ankle just above the left leg. Step the left foot down. Inhale, arch the spine, pull the shoulders back, and press the right knee Slow release. Lean back and switch. Just getting rid of that instant burn, and I encourage you to return to some stretching later this evening once this is kind of saturated into the body. You might choose to do this one actually on your bed, on your back. So really, really nice evening wind down stretch. Second quick stretch, left shin forward, right shin back. Take it into a little deer, lower down. From the elbows, arch the spine, gaze up. You can either stay static or walk around over to the left and over to the right. Giving a little sway. Second side, lean to the left. You just switch by drawing right shin forward, left shin back, lower down onto your elbows. You can stay static, arching the spine, gazing forward, or giving a little sway to the right and a sway back through center. Very nice. Come back through center. Go ahead and cross your legs either in Siddhasana or Sukhasana. Place your hands to your lap. Close your eyes. 3 breaths. Soften your face with a smile for the good work that you did today. And I hope that you return to this practice time and time again to continue to build the strength of the posterior chain, specifically those glute muscles. One more, inhale. Exhale. Press hands to heart. Bow your head. Thank you for practicing from my heart to yours. Namaste.